The Book of Abraham is one of the most controversial texts in Mormonism. According to Joseph Smith, it was translated from ancient Egyptian papyri written by Abraham himself. But when those papyri were rediscovered in the 20th century, something unexpected happened. Egyptologists translated them, and they said something very different. Claim, an ancient translation. Joseph Smith claimed the papyri dated back nearly 4,000 years and were written by Abraham while in Egypt. These writings became canonized scripture in Pearl of Great Price, making the Book of Abraham foundational LDS doctrine. For decades, critics were told the papyri were lost, so the translation could never be verified. But in 1967, fragments resurfaced. Discovery of the papyri. When the papyri were examined by both LDS and non-LDS Egyptologists, they were identified as ordinary Egyptian funerary texts, including the Book of Breathings. They date to around 100 to 300 BC, not the time of Abraham. Most importantly, they do not mention Abraham at all. Facsimiles and translation errors. The Book of Abraham includes 3 illustrated facsimiles with explanations written by Joseph Smith himself. But Egyptologists say these explanations are incorrect in nearly every case. For example, a figure identified as God in his throne is actually Osiris. Abraham on an altar is a standard embalming scene. Hieroglyphs are mistranslated or invented. These aren't minor disagreements, these are objective translation errors. Modern LDS explanations. In response, modern LDS apologists now argue Joseph Smith didn't translate the papyri directly, but instead received the Book of Abraham by revelation. However, this explanation contradicts Joseph Smith's own statements. Early church teaching, the written translation documents linking text directly to characters. This reframes the claim, but does not resolve the evidence. In conclusion, if Joseph Smith could not translate Egyptian correctly and demonstrably assign false meanings to known symbols, then the Book of Abraham cannot be what it claims to be. And if one canonized scripture fails this test, it raises serious questions about the rest. This isn't an attack, it's a question of evidence. Before you decide what to think about the Book of Abraham, it's important to pause and consider what was actually claimed and what the physical evidence shows. This discussion isn't about attacking believers or dismissing faith. It's about whether a specific translation claim holds up when the original source material is available for examination. When ancient texts can be read and verified, accuracy matters. And when explanations change only after evidence is recovered, that raises reasonable questions worth examining carefully. If you're watching this series to understand Mormon history, evaluate truth claims, or simply follow the evidence wherever it leads, you're in the right place. If this episode was helpful, please like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next episode, where we continue examining foundational claims using history, documents, and scholarship.